I'm calling in to tell my story.
Hey there, this is Jen, and I just wanted to call in and share my story.
I was kind of like, oh, I want to go on Ancestry, just to kind of see.
I joined Ancestry, and I was very nervous.
A few years after being on, I was in shock. I had another sister.
I had a sister, and it was like shocking. And I guess the crazy thing is that I actually had two sisters.
Rise and shine, ladies. You're tuned in to Skirts Up with Samantha and Melissa. We got your daily dose of hope and humor while we discuss everything from failing to succeeding and all the spiciness in between. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, we're here and we're as big of dorks as ever. But we love you guys. We have a pretty cool episode today.
We do. We even have some people who have called in to give us some clips.
Yep. But we do have to start with first things first. Do you have a fail, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah? What happened?
Okay, so you know how my back has been in pain the last several weeks?
I do.
Okay, well, it just keeps getting worse and worse. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to think, what did I do to my back to make it this painful? It's near my tailbone and it keeps getting worse. So I couldn't even move last week. I was sitting there trying to do stretches and loading up on pain meds. So do you remember how I watched that Jennifer Lopez documentary and watched her movie, This Is Me Now?
Yes. Did you dance to it?
Girl.
No, you didn't.
I fucking danced my ass off.
Oh, I love that, but I'm so sorry.
And I was thinking back and I go, girl, you're too old for this shit.
No. J-Lo's not. You're not.
Yeah, but she's been dancing her whole life.
She sure
I was trying to dance with her to her video because her songs are so good. And I'm sitting there jamming to it. And then I remember I was jamming so hard. And I remember going, oh, okay, time to stop. And it's not stopped hurting since.
So you pulled something.
I think so.
Muscles hurt so bad when they get pulled, almost more than it's just, they take a long time to heal.
I can't lift my leg to put my sock on. I have to sit down.
I am so sorry. I was thrown from a horse once and my back was hurt so bad that I had to help. They had to bring a truck onto the field and help carry me off. And then, I get it. I was, for about a week, I just couldn't move. And that was a pulled muscle.
Oh, well.
So
hopefully it's almost gone.
Let's just keep easy on it. I mean, don't do anything crazy like move houses or something.
Oh, never, because I'm definitely not doing that right now. Yes, I am, guys.
Yeah, wow. I hope you can heal fast.
Me too. I think we're on the home stretch.
But I kind of love that it was to J-Lo. This whole time, we've been wondering for weeks, what could you have done?
I think it was her. If I could get J-Lo, though, maybe she'll pity me and be like, I'll talk on Skirts Up with Sam and Melissa.
Yeah, that's right. Because she's from the block, right? Come on. J-Lo, we love you. Oh, you know who else I'm in love with right now? And I'll just keep this short. But I'm not a huge country music fan. Well, I am if it's classic country.
Mm-hmm.
But if Beyonce is going to drop a country album, I'm going to listen to it.
It's not good.
100%.
No, gross.
No, it's not gross. Okay, there's a couple things. Okay, there's a couple songs I don't love. They're just kind of mediocre, whatever. Yeah. But what I really like is how she's kind of embraced this Southern Creole kind of a sound. So her Jolene song.
I haven't heard that one, I will say.
See what you think.
That hoe down, throw down song
the
is
Texas
awful.
one? You don't like it?
I hate it.
I think it's fun.
I hate it so much.
Oh, damn. I was thinking on the way here, I was thinking, I understand would like this one because you are a country music girl.
I am, and I'm not feeling it.
Shoot. Well, that's okay. I do like how she's embracing her Southern, Louisiana. What was it? There was one line in her Jolene song that's instead of pleading for Jolene not to take her man, she's changed the lyrics to where it's a warning. It's you come for him. You just try it, right?
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of love that. And then one of her lines is all, I'm a queen, but don't forget, I'm also, what'd she say, a Creole banshee, Louisiana bitch, or something like that. And I was like, oh, interesting. Damn.
I'll have to hear that one.
I kind of liked it. Anyway, okay.
I'll listen.
I have a fail. I will keep it short because it's not 100% interesting to everyone probably, but
It's always interesting
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So we went, Jacob and I.
Your famous Jacob.
It's so funny because he's actually a very private person. He does not have socials and stuff.
And he listens to every one of our episodes.
He
Thanks, Jacob.
does. Oh, Sam shouted you out. Okay. So he works with me and we were doing a machine install yesterday. So Sam's laughing because we forgot parts and we had to go home and get them. That's not the fail, but it could be, but it's not. The fail for me was I was letting Jacob do the training on this one. And I say letting, Jacob was doing the training for me because I wanted to sit down and watch and not do anything. And so he's doing the training and what I usually do is I have a way that I do it and he has a way that he does it. And they're pretty similar, but I kind of realized he was veering off into a way where it was like he was just kind of doing most of the work for this particular customer. And so I was like, well, wait, stop, back up. Let's have her push all the buttons and do all the things because I'm a big believer in if you do it, that'll help you learn it. And Jacob was like, okay. And he just kind of looked at me and I thought, I wonder what he's thinking. I'm telling you what, I should have just trusted him. And that's what my fail was, is that I didn't trust that he knew how to read our customer. Our customer was just tired. She was not in the mood. She was so slow. We were there for 4 hours and it should have taken us like an hour and a half. So she's a very smart person, but he was correct in reading that she just wanted us to give her an overview and get out of there. And my fail is that I did not trust the person who I hired and is working with me. And I should have because he knew exactly what he was doing.
Aw.
And so I did apologize to him later, but he's a sweetheart. He's like, no, you're right. That's how you usually would do it. But I just kind of, on this particular one, I saw. And so.
Yeah, reading people's a big thing.
It is.
A lot of companies give you classes on how to read
It is.
a customer's personality and their needs.
You're right. Did I not just say I'm pretty good at that in my last episode? And here I go. And I'm like, oh, shit. I should have listened to him because I'm watching them and I'm going, that's why he was doing what he was doing. So I just need to trust. And sometimes it's hard to let go. And that's okay. I can let go. Why would I have somebody work for me if I'm not able to trust that they can do the things that I'm asking them to, Yeah. So it's a lesson. So I liked it. It was a good little wake up call. But
Good.
That's mine. So, okay, what we got today?
So I was thinking the other day about just how crazy technology is, right?
Totally.
There are unlimited amounts of data and information and just anything that we can get from the tips of our fingers. Even our medical records and even our ancestry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. So we've all been told stories, right? Like, oh yeah, you came from, I always thought I came from
Okay.
Sweden
That's
was
what
the
you were
big
always
one.
told?
Yeah, Sweden was the big one, but a lot of Scandinavian in our blood.
Yeah, I was always told that I was
You
Irish.
have an interesting story.
I do. I was always told that I was Irish, and then my dad is straight Italian. And so that's what I would assume that I would find.
What did he tell you about where he came from?
So he's adopted, but his biological family, they are 3 generations out of a Sicilian mob from Sicily. And the last name that they use now is not the last name that it was when they lived in Sicily. When they moved to the United States to escape from the mob, they cut the beginning half of the last name. And some people might recognize this last name. It's a common mob boss, the De Cavalcante family.
That was the full last name?
That was the full last name. I'm told that they cut it to Cavalcanti, which I know several of my Cavalcanti cousins. But I'll just say I can't find a direct correlation to the mob family. So,
which is interesting because his story is that they were trying to escape it.
It is the story. And I did trace our family from Sicily. I just can't trace our family from Sicily from the mob family from Sicily.
I might help you do some runs. I used to be a skip tracer. Did you know that?
What is that?
A skip tracer? Oh, I worked for a loan company, and if somebody skips out on their loan, it was my job to try to find them. So it was kind of a lot of detective work. And granted, I had access to pull up credit reports and stuff like that. But I'm pretty good at kind of doing detective work. And so I might
If you can find the missing
see.
pieces that I'm not finding.
I think it's cool because to me it says maybe your dad's story is true, and
He swears.
they
He
were
swears
totally
that he looked it
separated.
up and that he can find all the links and stuff, and like he full-heartedly like feels like he found all the information. And I can't find the link myself. I'm not seeing. There's a missing piece if it's true that I'm not finding. But
So did you use the internet? Were you like, okay, let's use the internet and see if I can find something? What'd you do next?
so you know, mom's Irish and she's got a lot of Mexican in her family. Dad's just Italian for all that I have known. I love Latin cultures. And so,
Oh yeah, J-Lo and dancing.
yeah, J-Lo, there's too many. I can't. And all my vacations are usually in a Latin area. I just like to experience it. But so
Drawn to that.
I wanted to know, honestly, the biggest thing is I wanted to know if I could trace any Latin into me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, do I have Mexican in me? Because
Yeah.
I would be really disappointed if I didn't have anything. Because I don't know.
Because you feel like a draw to the
For
Latin
some
culture.
reason, I don't know why, but I love it.
A
So
past life,
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
So what'd you do?
I did 23andMe,
Okay.
which is why we're here today.
Yep.
And what I found is that I am extremely white. If you can't tell. Extremely European, very strongly tied to the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. So that correlates with my mom saying that she's Irish. I'm very Irish, apparently.
Yeah.
My next highest match was linked to Germany.
Okay.
Then it's Italy, Italian.
Okay. So that's the third one.
Yeah. So it's really wild that
That was like the story.
yeah, my dad, like, he's so much Italian. And I mean, obviously I'm really white and I look more Irish. So it shouldn't be that surprising. What would be surprising is if my sister does this to see what her Italian is, because she's got the Italian look, the tone, the skin.
Oh, I see that.
I don't.
The olive.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering what that would look like if she did it.
Okay.
Would her
okay.
Italian be way higher than the Irish? Like,
Yeah. Because we do all take on different DNA.
I didn't have Mexican in me.
None?
No Mexican, but I have ties to Spain and Portugal, which my
Oh.
understanding is that it's still considered a Latin culture.
It is.
So now I need to learn more about that, and I'm going to take it as my Latin win.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. Oh, that wasn't from me. It was from 23andMe. Ooh, they could be a sponsor for us. We could be a sponsor for them. Wait, how does that work?
No, they're going to be our sponsor. They pay
That's
us
right.
for
That's
talking about
right.
it. We used
Hello.
their services. Anywho, I was bummed that I didn't find out anything fun. Like, I was hoping that maybe, like, my dad wasn't my dad, or, like, you know, some long lost siblings that no one knew about, or, like, I wanted something dramatic.
Oh, no. Your poor dad. No. No. Same. No. They're not poor.
No, I don't know. I wanted something exciting and some, like, wow, shock factor, and I didn't get that. But I did learn that I have the genetics to smell the asparagus pea.
That is hilarious. Oh, my genetics predict that I have 74% chance to have never had dandruff. Oh, I thought I was going to say have dandruff. Oh, that's cool. Cleft chin, cheek dimples. Oh, there are some fun things here.
Yeah, there's
Earwax type?
I did not know that there was a dry earwax
What's
and a
yours?
wet earwax. Mine was wet
Mine
earwax,
too.
and Simon's, his was dry. And I go, oh shit, I never knew that was a thing. Here's what I want to get at today. We had 2 people call in today
Right.
who have also done an Ancestry or 23andMe experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you guys to hear a little bit of what happened for them.
I'm calling in to tell my story. My birth father found me. I was adopted. And really, after he found me on Facebook, I kind of really just was interested in the siblings that I had. Reached out to my sister, who's Melissa. And that was like, as all the siblings were important, that I wanted to, you know, kind of find out who I look like. But Melissa was like the one. Like, when I met her, she really was the only one that I cried when I met her. So yeah, we look similar, and I could see, you know, some similarities between the both of us, which was awesome. A few years later, I was kind of like, oh, I want to go on Ancestry, you know, just to kind of see my origins, background, know what I am. So once I did that, there really wasn't any significant. It was like sixth cousin and things like that. And then a few years after being on it, I mean, it was probably 5 or 6 years later that I get a message. It's someone reaching out thinking that we're possibly first cousins. Well, I kind of saw the percentage of it and I was like, no, we're probably siblings. And so, um, I don't know, it was kind of cool. I was in shock that I had another sister and it was just super cool. I reached out right away and we just connected. I mean, even the first time we spoke, you could just hear similarities and seeing a picture of her, just same thing. It was like, wow, there's another sister and like this is so cool because when you are adopted and you grow up not knowing who you look like, um, it can affect you not knowing that. And so it really is kind of cool that now I have these family members. And yeah, it's really just has changed my life being a part of Ancestry, not just to know the origins and stuff, but most importantly that Jen was able to find me.
Hey there, this is Jen, and I just wanted to call in and share my story. So, I grew up with my mom and dad, and then when I was 11, I entered foster care, and I had, gosh, I guess it was 3 siblings. So, I had 2 brothers and a sister. And when I entered into foster care, there were obviously family problems and things happening. So, when that happened, my parents decided to tell me that my real father wasn't my dad or my biological dad, and it caused more problems. And so I ended up kind of not just because of that, but in the system from 11 to 17. But when I was 16 years old, my mom, she gave me 3 photos of my biological father. And so up to this point, nobody had really spoken with me about him. I just heard like murmurs, like he wasn't a good guy, nobody would really share anything. And sometimes there were comments like, oh, he just, had tons of babies and kind of weird stuff. I was like, what is happening? And so, she wouldn't tell me anything about my dad when she gave me the photos. And throughout the years, my mom was a really amazing person, but just like not a good mom and really difficult to deal with. And so I would ask questions and she wouldn't give me the answers. Or she had an alcoholism issue and she would not be able to remember things as time went on. And so, it got a little more clear with my family just saying not very good things. And it became clear to me that they thought he had multiple children. And so I probably had siblings out there. And so when my mom died in, I think it was 2021 in the spring, it took me a couple years, and then I sought out Ancestry. And I did that because I think that I had always wondered whether my father's family, like whether I would have been better off with him. And I think that that was like kind of a deep wound that like I wasn't as clued into, but was really a driving force. I mean, what I told everybody was, well, I want to know what's up with me. I want to know about my traits and, medical diagnosis possibilities. And do I have siblings? And, I think there was just that deeper issue there that I wanted to know about. So for me, I joined Ancestry and I was almost wondering if my family was full of it and like there were no siblings and it was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and oh, okay, I'm Scottish. Woohoo, cool. And I was very nervous, I think, while I was doing it because I found a person with my ancestry and it said something about the match being like a second cousin. And I remember going, huh, that's like a lot for a second cousin, but maybe not. Like I'm not a genetic genius. I have no idea. And so I emailed them or messaged them inside Ancestry. It took till like March of 2023. And by that time, right after I sent the message, I was like, oh, duh, this is like a half sibling, I think. And I can't remember. I may have messaged her that or something, but I'm not sure. But anyways, in the spring of 2023, she reached out to me and asked for, do you have any pictures or, was just trying to suss me out a little bit, make sure I was real and not a bot or something strange. And I sent her a photo that I had and we connected, and she was super sweet and it was like crazy. And so, I had a sister and it was like shocking. And I guess the crazy thing is that I actually had two sisters. And so now I have two, and being connected to the first sister connected me to the second, and the second sister connected me to two brothers. And so I'm actually one of eight half sibling or nine half siblings. So I have eight. I'm the oldest of five on my mom's side, and I am the second oldest, I guess, on my father's side. People have asked me, do you wish you had done Ancestry sooner? Or like, how do you feel about doing it now? And I think for me that I would not have done the test sooner. And I'm glad I didn't, because I'm in a better place emotionally. I've had time to heal from some of the grief events that I've had and different things in my life. And I feel like I was really ready to handle whatever came from that. Do people want to talk to me? Do they not want to talk to me, et cetera? And like, how am I able to have an okay reaction and not be attached to my expectations? So I think that that's been really lovely for me.
Does this resonate to you at all?
Yeah. So actually, I don't know if I told you this part. When I was very young, I probably was under the age of 7. And I remember asking my mom, do I have a sister? And she'd be like, no. And I'd be like, did you have a baby that died? And she's like, what?
Why would you ask such
I don't
things?
know. I literally thought I had a sister. I did. Isn't that crazy?
Like just from intuition, like inside.
I guess so.
Huh.
It's so weird, huh? So then one day when I was about 10, I was doing dishes. My grandpa and grandma were visiting on my dad's side. And I heard my grandpa talking with my mom in the living room. And I just heard a weird comment like, oh, that's how he was with the other girl. And immediately I just knew, wait, my dad was married before, or he had another wife or another girlfriend or something. I don't know how I put it together. I just knew. And so then I asked my mom again. I was like, do I have a sister? And I said, and was dad married before? And she said, I think you need to talk to your dad about that. So I didn't want to, so I didn't. But my mom must have told him, because he took me to work with them one day, and I was painting this bathroom in this house because he's a general contractor. And he goes, so your mom said that you have some questions for me. And I was like,
shit. Now I have to
Right?
talk.
Yeah. So basically, I'm not going to make it long, but he basically just opened up that, yes, he had had some relationships before he married my mom. And I probably had 2 or 3 siblings out there. And one he believed was probably a girl. I think he had heard through the grapevine in particular. It was all very mysterious to me. And he said, if one day you have a sibling show up, just don't be surprised. And I was like, okay. And then we dropped it and we never talked about it again. So then when I was 21, we were on this road trip and my dad goes, oh, I have something to tell you guys. And my mom was like, oh, Bob, not now. And of course, he's like, this is the time. So he tells us that he had a daughter who had been put up for adoption and was trying to connect with him through the agency. And so I wanted him to meet her. He wasn't ready at the time. We did have some arguments about that. I always thought one day I'm going to meet her. I'm going to find her. Fast forward, long story short, I moved to Texas and I'm in my late 20s, early 30s maybe. And I'd been living in Texas for about 5 years, and I'm about to get married, and my dad calls me and says, hey, just so you know, your sister that was trying to get a hold of me all those years ago wants to meet again. And she lives 5 minutes from you.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I went and I met her, and that was Christy.
That's who we just heard from.
Yeah, Christy. So that was pretty amazing.
So you had not done any ancestry to find
Never.
Christy. It was basically she was reaching out to your dad and your dad connected y'all.
Yes.
I guess y'all get close for a while.
We got really close. We lived 5 minutes from each other, and
That
we got to be, I'd never had a sister.
How long did y'all live that close and not know?
5 years.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say I was happy about that, because
No, that's frustrating.
I could have
That's lost time.
Lots of lost time. Yeah. I'm not going to go into all the reasons and details about why we didn't or why we weren't connected before that, but I am to this day disappointed that I wasn't told that she was.
That's actually something that is good for me to hear, because Simon's in a similar situation where he knows he's got siblings that know nothing about him.
Yeah.
And one of our like back and forths is, does he tell the siblings since he can't get his dad to respond, or does he not? And I mean, my opinion is obviously your dad hasn't told his family that you exist. So you're going to destroy this family and rock the boat. And his point of view is, well, if you had a brother and all you have is sisters, wouldn't you want to know? Like, wouldn't that be important to you? And I was like, I wouldn't know the difference. Like,
and I don't want to speak for my brothers, but I almost sometimes wonder if they kind of are coming from that.
You always wanted a sister. You always felt like you had a sister, and you could have had her a lot sooner, is maybe where that's coming from. His sisters that don't know about him, there's 3 of them and they're all sisters, so they don't have a brother. So maybe their point of view would be that they'd love to know that they had a brother. I mean,
I do think that's true. Like, I don't want to say, I think saying that it would destroy their family is pretty harsh.
You think so?
I do, because it's just giving them information. And if the dad is maybe a toxic figure, and I don't know, like maybe he's already done some destroying. Who knows? Who knows? But if they at least had the information, and then they could decide if they wanted to reach out or if they didn't want to, and what kind of relationship they would want to have. Yeah. If they're over 18, I would say he for
one
sure
of them
could
is
reach out.
And yeah, I think that that's appropriate. But 2 of them are still minors, and that just, I don't know, rocking their world at.
Well, I mean, he could tell the one that's the over 18, and then that sibling could decide if they wanted to, like, because they obviously
could have a private conversation with their parent.
Sure, either the parent or the siblings, like they have a relationship, and they kind of know they're ready to hear this, right?
That makes sense.
So that's interesting.
I got us off topic. So
no, you didn't.
It's relevant, but okay. So Christy talks about how she does this Ancestry.
Yes.
How long did y'all decide to do that together to see like how you guys met?
No, I didn't even know she did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know she did Ancestry. She did that after we met.
Okay.
And she called me one day about a year ago, a little over a year ago now. And she goes, Melissa, I just logged into Ancestry. She had signed up for it like years ago, like before, but just never got in and checked. And she got in and looked, something told her to go in and look at her notifications. She went in and looked, and she called me immediately and said, it says that we have like a cousin, but I think she's probably our sister. And I said, whoa, what? And she goes, here, I have a picture. And she sent me the picture, and I was like, Christy. She looks just like you and Dad. I'm like, that's our sister. Also, I have a picture of my grandmother, my dad's mom, when she's young, looks just like this girl. Her name is Jen. So Christy reaches out, and that was our other caller. They're both my sisters.
Isn't that wild?
It's really crazy. So Christy did get Jen and I in touch with each other. And I got Jen in touch with the rest of the family, my brothers and their wives. And then this last year for Christmas, my sister-in-law, Lori, bought my brother an Ancestry kit, because she's like, we have to find out how many more siblings out there are out there.
Oh my gosh.
And that actually was part of the reason I wanted to do the 23andMe, because I thought, let's cover all the bases.
They did Ancestry.
They did Ancestry.
Gotcha.
Jen, Christy, and my brother all did Ancestry. So I thought, if I do 23andMe, maybe we can find someone through that route at a different point. And we did not find another sibling at this point.
Didn't you say that there was a possible brother, or am I remembering something wrong?
Not brother, or I have no idea if it's a brother, but yeah, there's for sure one more kid.
How do you know for sure there's another kid?
Because there's a story that my dad told me of somebody. I feel like this is treading on water, because I don't know if I'm telling his story or mine now. I want to be careful about that. But he did tell me that.
Okay.
He told me 3 stories, and 2 of them we have found.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And this was a recent story, or just a while ago?
It was when I was 9.
Okay. So this is still just something that you've been putting together your whole life, and they've added up. And so now you just feel like there's one more piece.
I know there is.
Okay.
Yep. And interestingly enough, Jen was also told from her mom and grandma, who knew my dad, because my dad was married to her mom for a little bit, I guess they said something like, oh yeah, he's had other kids. So, plural, which Christy was first, and then there would have been another one, and then Jen, and then my dad got married to my mom, and he had me and my 2 brothers. So anyway, it's just very interesting to find out that you have family. I remember the very first time that Christy and the first time we met, I went to her house. And
Wait, so you've met one of them. You have not met the other yet.
Oh, yeah, good point. I haven't met Jen in person.
And how long have y'all known each other now?
About a year. And we go through phases where we talk on the phone a lot. I'm pretty busy, and she's had a lot of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we won't talk for a minute, but then...
That's normal family.
Yeah. But she's amazing. Oh my gosh. When I met Jen over the phone, I am going to tell you how when I met Christy
Yes,
in
I want to
person.
hear that.
But now, since you asked me about Jen, I want to just really quickly say, when I first started talking to Jen on the phone, I was so impressed with how emotionally healthy she was, because she's been through a lot in her life.
I remember hearing a little bit about her story.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
She's been through a lot, and then our dad has decided not to meet her.
Oh, still to this day.
To this moment, yes. And
is there a reason that anyone knows of, or is it just...
We have theories.
Okay.
He said he's busy.
So he's picked to
We'll
have somewhat
leave it at that.
of a relationship with some of you and not others.
Yes. And I do know that it was a tumultuous relationship that he had with her mom, and maybe he doesn't... I don't know. I actually, again, I don't want to say... this is my...
that's
I
fair.
want to share my story, not his.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because I think... I don't know. I don't understand him, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think...
I could speculate.
I think a lot of us don't understand our dads.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I was just so shocked with how healthy she was. She's like, you know what? Yeah, it hurts, but I've been through enough therapy to realize that that's him. It's not about me. And that was very healthy for me to hear, because I have some survivor guilt feelings, if that makes sense. I have these feelings like, well, geez, here I am. I grew up with a father and a mother, and I know them. And I feel kind of bad sometimes talking to my sisters about my home life growing up.
Because they didn't have the whole
family. Because they
family.
didn't get that.
Yeah.
Christy did have she had a wonderful family she was adopted into. I've met her family, and they're so great. I love them. Jen, we know, was raised with her mother, and she had a hard growing up years. But so having her say, hey, it's not about me, and it's not about you either, Melissa, it's about him, that helps me to kind of not take things very personally.
Yeah. And I remember her making a comment when we spoke briefly. She said that she at one point kind of wondered, what would it be like if I got to grow up with my dad instead of my mom? How do you think she would have been, that she's been better off not being raised with your dad? Or is that not a fair question?
That is, I have strong feelings about that. I think she has realized that the path that we all were on is probably just best left at the path that we were on.
I like that.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I could elaborate. I don't know that she would have been better off.
It sounds like she's accepted that as well.
She has.
She just feels like what's meant to be has been meant to be. And
yeah, exactly. So
when are you and Jen planning on meeting?
Well, I need to talk to her, because we talked last week, and I'm going out to Texas for my niece's. She's graduating from college, and she's a theater major, and she was like, you can come to my graduation, or you can come to my last directorial, the show that I'm directing. And I was like, well, I'm going to come to your show. And she said, good choice. So that's out in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
/ Texas. They live in North Texas. She's going to school in Oklahoma City. But my new sister lives in New Mexico, and it's like an 8-hour drive. And I thought maybe we just drive out there, because we're going out there in a week or two.
Yeah. Are you all three going to get to meet?
It was something we were going to do. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure if it's going to pan out.
Darn.
But
And
we
just
are
to be clear, Christy and Jen have not met either.
Christy and Jen have not met either.
Okay.
But we are planning on having like an all girls and their sister weekend or some kind of a siblings vacation where my brothers and we want to do we're going to do something. It's going to happen. It's just that so
That'd
much
be
has
so
been going
fun
on. Yeah.
to touch base and hear how all that goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have met Christy.
I have met Christy and I met her kids and
Aw.
she has 3 kids. So I had automatically I had 2 nieces and a nephew.
Do you have any other from the
My
siblings?
brothers?
Yeah.
I do. My one brother has 4 kids and my other brother has 1.
Okay.
So wait. 4. I'm like, wait, I hope I didn't forget somebody. So yeah, no, I have I did have, but they're all lived far away. And Christy lived 5 minutes from me. And so she's also a hairdresser. Also, she's very talented and she made cakes too.
Wow.
And so when I was getting married, she did my hair and she made my cake. And we'd only known each other for like a month. My first wedding. My first
Okay,
marriage.
thank you. I was like, wait, which one? Because I wasn't even invited to your and Brett's wedding.
Nobody was. It was during COVID.
Literally on the side of a mountain.
It was, yeah. Well,
Off the highway.
yeah, we can show pics of that. But yeah, it was literally on the Blue Ridge Parkway. We pulled off onto an overlook and our friend married us. We each had our parents there. Not Simon. And one sibling on each side was there. But that's all. Yeah.
Which sibling for you?
For me, it was my brother Ben and
Gotcha.
Melanie because they live in Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, like I met my sister right before I'm supposed to get married. This is back when my early 30s, and she made my cake. She did my hair. Like it was kind of crazy. Also, obviously, the first time we met, we just fell into each other's arms and started crying. Oh, and then we immediately made a date to go out to dinner. We went to the Cheesecake Factory and like get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny. Like she'll tell the story that we both, after the bread was done, we both set our plates aside. Like I'm doing the motion, you can't see it, but we set our plates aside. And then with our other hand, we both started brushing the crumbs away at the same time as each other. And it was just like, I don't know. It was really weird. And she kept saying, I always wondered where I came from. I always wondered where my traits were from. And it's like, she could see she was finding so many things in common.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't stop looking at her lips. Weird. I know. I was like, okay, I just had to tell you, I know I'm staring at your lips, but I can't stop because you have dad's mouth. And it was just the weirdest thing. And it was amazing for her to be able to finally see like, because she had a loving family, but she was adopted and she wanted to see like, where did she come from?
Yeah.
And so,
and I had asked her a little bit about that too. I mean, actually, I've had this conversation with several people just this year, but I have a hard time understanding that desire and that need, even when you have a family, like, parents that you grew up with and you were happy with.
Right.
Why is there still that need to meet the biological parents? And I don't understand that need. And she explained that to us.
Did you feel that? Did you get it? Like, did you feel it on a different level this time or?
It made sense. I can't remember the exact words that she used, but I remember going, no, I could see that.
She's like, who do I look like?
And she said that there's just a void that you just don't know how to fill because you don't know why it's there.
Yeah.
And so until you see and meet and know where it comes from, you have that missing thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess I remember coming away from that conversation kind of thinking about Simon's situation a little bit because he grew up with parents. He has his mom. She had him at 15 and she raised him, but she has a lot of issues right now. They were always close and now they're not on speaking terms and we have a lot of bad things going on.
Yeah.
And his dad that he grew up with had adopted him when he was like 3 years old. And they were never really, really close. He felt like the dad that he had growing up was always closer and showed favoritism to his own biological children.
And so Simon always knew that he was technically adopted, or did he think that was his dad?
You know how like you watch TV and like you know how like kids will be like, "You're adopted," like in an argument. That's literally how he found out.
Oh,
Sebastian got mad at Simon, his brother, and was like, "You're not even part of this family. You're adopted."
oh my God.
And Simon, was like, "Mom, Sebastian said I'm adopted." And then he was like, and then I knew as soon as I looked at her because he was like, she's in the middle of a conversation with someone and she turned pale white and like eyes drop. And he goes, "Okay." Oh. And he's like, "So I found out at like 7, I think he said."
Okay.
And yeah. And so when we started dating the second time, this time around, is when he started reaching out. He had this family hunt down his biological dad, and they found him and gave him all the information. And so he started trying to contact him. And he finally had gotten through, and it was like 2:00 in the morning, and the guy calls him back, and Simon explains like really brief, like it's 2:00 in the morning. So he's trying to like get his thoughts, together.
Wait, his dad called him back at 2 a.m?
Mm-hmm. He had been trying to call this guy.
Weird.
Multiple times with no response. And then finally at 2:00 in the morning, one day he calls. And so Simon's just rambling like, you're my dad. And the guy is just silent and is like, "Yeah, I can't help you." And so it's 2:00 in the morning, so Simon can't think fast enough to like put like, "Oh, well, let me, explain a little bit better or something." And so they end that phone call. And
So did he neither denied or
correct
or said that he was
correct. And then since then, so in the last 2 years, he's made a couple more attempts. One of the other attempts that I'm really proud of, he composed this beautiful email explaining how he was raised, which is in a religious community that I call a cult of sorts.
Yeah.
And how he came out of that, and how at a very young age he bought his first house, and how he's ran multiple restaurants on his own, and how now he's a very successful real estate agent and flips homes and has his family, and talked about our family. And I would love to see where my daughter gets her bright red hair. I hear it's from you. And no response.
I cry.
Yeah. But he did Ancestry, actually, when you and I, Melissa, did 23andMe.
Okay.
And through that, he found what we believe is his grandfather on there. So Simon messages the grandfather and says, "Hey, I think you're my grandfather." It said he hadn't been active in 6 months. The guy responds like literally within hours. Yeah. And he goes, "Why would you think that?" And Simon goes, "Well, this is, what it says about us."
That's fair. Remember Jen said that Christy was kind of like sussing her out?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, obviously you got the same. You got the same like results as each other. So
that's right. He signed back in and saw that
you see the connection and how close it is. And so he either had to be a grandfather, an uncle, or something else, but due to the age, we were like, it has to be the grandfather.
Okay.
And he explains, "Well, I have always been told that my father's name is blah, blah, blah. It looks like you're my grandfather. So I'm thinking that you might be his dad, my grandfather. And I have just really been wanting to get in contact with y'all, if that's something you're willing to do." It's been crickets for 2 months.
So I know I said I wanted to be very tasteful and careful with what I share about my dad, but what I can share, I do think, is that I think it is scary to have to face the past.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard.
That is a common denominator of this is the grandfather and Simon's dad and your dad not wanting to really have a full relationship with.
I also think there was one point when I was younger, the first time around in my 20s, when Christy was trying to get a hold of us through the adoption agency, and my dad had decided not to meet her. One of the reasons he gave was that, well, I don't know, like, I wasn't there for her this whole time. Like, what if I'm guilted into giving money and all of this stuff? And like, what if she wants this from me or that? And it's like, so there's a fear of the unknown.
I will say that
there's a fear of the past.
Yes, a little bit of how the conversation went when he did get in contact with his dad. So his mom, as we've said, she's had some issues, mental issues for several years. She told Simon that she was basically dying of cancer. So Simon was thinking at that time that his mom was dying. And so he mentioned, my mom's in really bad health and I just wanted to know who my dad was and just get to know him. And I was like, oh, baby, you said that? Okay. If this had happened to me, I said, I would probably be thinking his mom is dying. He wants something from me. And he goes, fuck, you're right. He goes, I didn't realize that's what it came off as.
That is so funny because Jen, it's not hilarious. It's really sad. But it is. It's like a comedy of errors. She found us. She reached out to us. And then I would say within the month was diagnosed with a brain tumor. 2 brain tumors.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things where she was really afraid that we were going to think she was asking us for help or money. So one other thing I wanted to point out is another reason why it can be really important to kind of know where you're from, and that I think we sometimes forget, is literally your genetics, like what your health history. And I actually found out I was ADD because I met Christy. And talking to Christy, and she's like, you really should get checked.
So she knows she
was
her
already
diagnosis,
diagnosed.
and then you had similar symptoms.
Very similar.
Gotcha.
Like we were almost the same person in some ways. We still are. But also we're very similar to our dad. And so she's like, I think he probably has ADD too, but you should just go to get checked. And I did, and I had it. And that was like the first time in my life when I was put on like a life-changing medicine. When you take that ADD medicine, like life is different.
Really?
Yes. And so that was kind of life-changing, just learning that from her.
I feel like my anxiety medicine was life-changing. I feel like I'm able to function.
That's awesome.
A little bit like a normal person.
Yeah. Yeah. So go get medicated, guys. No, just kidding. I was going to share one more thing about 23andMe. So my mom, when she was 13, her mother died of breast cancer. And we have had other cancers in the family. And so when I was in my late 20s, my doctor suggested that I get tested for the BRCA gene, which is a gene that if you carry it, you're highly likely to get breast cancer at some point. So I got tested. The lab called me to give me the results, but said, well, your insurance won't cover it. And I was like, oh, well, how much is it? And I don't remember, but it was an astronomical amount at the time for me. And I was like, oh, well, I can't. And they said, okay, bye. And they never gave me the results.
Oh my God.
Isn't that sick? Like,
I mean,
they're sitting there with like life-changing information about me. So they didn't even give me my results, even though they're sitting there with them in their hands. And so it's just like, I guess, welcome to America, but our healthcare system. But
hopefully they were good results.
Well, I just found out today because even though we got 23andMe back a few months ago, I didn't unlock the health portion because I had to pay a little extra for that part. But then I wanted to today. I just found out I don't have the BRCA gene after all these years.
Yay! That's awesome.
Yeah, but you said you had an important question for me. What was that?
I do. So I guess the 23andMe and Ancestry isn't what really... No, it is, because this is how you found at least...
Yeah, Ancestry
Jen.
is how Jen found me and Christy.
But is this something that you would do again? Are you glad? Are you thankful for it?
Yes, because I'm still holding out hope that, oh, wait, I have a notification on my 23andMe. Maybe it's a sibling. No. Okay. Anyway, but I'm still holding out hope that one day we can find someone, our other sibling that's out there. So, and maybe more, who knows, but definitely one. Yeah, it is wild. And also now I'm just happy to know that I don't carry the BRCA gene because that was always in the back of my mind.
Melissa, thank you so much for sharing all of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy and Jen, for sending that in.
Yeah, that meant a lot.
They didn't have to. And it really brought this whole story into full circle. And I hope that if some of you are curious about finding out about where you come from and your family that you have heard about, that you do it and that you guys also get this new close relationship.
That's right.
And then tell Melissa about it because it would make her feel so good.
Yeah, actually, it's just crazy. It's crazy, guys. But P.S., I'm going to end by saying no Scandinavian. Well, it's like 0.09%.
That's right. That's right.
Apparently, I'm very Irish.
So should we be like learning how to do Irish jigs together?
Hilarious. Let's do it. But we don't want to throw out my back.
Oh, that's right. We're both old.
That's okay. We're not too old. We're going to do an Irish jig. We're going to do it, and we will show it to you guys one of these days.
As we said before, it really helps us out if you subscribe to our episodes and follow us.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Peace, love, and hope.
I don't know why we do that.
Because I like it.
Connect with us on Facebook or Instagram to stay up to date on future episodes.